Hello, guys.
Hello guys, welcome to Pitching in Line. Welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk about India versus England, which has happened recently. We're going to talk a little bit about the fourth test. And going into this match, it was a very crucial match for both the teams and more so for the Indian team to qualify for the World Test Championship. And Indian team did show up on the when it was required. I think all the players have showed up. How do you rate this performance as?
I think India has performed really well. After losing the first test match, they were expected to bounce back, and they did with in a convincing manner. But at the same time, we expected a little more fight from England. Yeah, there was a pitch debate happening the previous two test matches, right? Second and third test match. But if you see the pitch which was provided here, I think it was the best pitch which has been provided to both the teams in this series. It had
True.
everything for everybody. It had good bounce. It spun. As a batsman, if you applied yourself, you can score some runs also. In that wicket also, if England are getting bowled out, then I think there is some serious mental block which was hurting them. And Akshar Patel, I think, used it really well. And what a series he had. A word on Akshar Patel.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was very, very long overdue for him. He has been with the Indian team for with the squad for a very, very long time. Remember, he was in the 2015 World Cup squad,
Yeah, correct.
and unfortunately, because of injuries and emergence of Ravindra Jadeja, you couldn't really see him getting those consistent chances. And when he got a chance in test matches, I think, boy, he has grabbed it with both the hands. Nobody can raise a single finger on him. 27 wickets, the least amount of wickets he took in a innings is four wickets.
Yeah.
That has been absolute performance, and he didn't really show even nerves of debutant where he's nervous and all. He had that clarity of what to do, what ideas, how to execute his plans.
Yeah, I mean, of course. And what on England's batting, man? After the first test match, everybody thought, first of all, when the test series started, and everybody rated India's win. Even I thought the same, even we thought the same. But the way they performed in the first test match, I thought, okay, maybe, they might prove us wrong. They were coming from Sri Lanka. I mean, Sri Lanka's attack is a little bit inferior as compared to India in terms of quality. But again, I thought, okay, maybe they have prepared themselves really well and they will be really coping up well. But as the innings progressed, as the days progressed, the series progressed, I think they lacked that application, and they just fell in the trap which India provided to them, and they really didn't show up. You know, what kind of message this England team has sent across to the international cricket? This kind of approach.
I mean, I think firstly, the main reason for them to have this defeat in the series are like, I have three reasons. Number one is their batting technique throughout the batting lineup, except for Root and Stokes. And number two is their rotation policy. Rotation policy was something I can understand in this period of time with bubble, and you want to give them space. But I feel rotation policy did play a role in this. And number three is they have been out of form for very, very long time. If Joe Root is the captain, the coaching staff, the players are going back home and they're coming back, but not the coaching staff and the team management group. So they have been in Sri Lanka for I think they have been subcontinent for 3 months.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
Right? They have been for 3 months. So that you will be tired, and you're playing test matches in very, very tough conditions. It does play in your head. And coming to the first point, Joe Root was phenomenal in that first innings of first test match.
Yeah.
Afterwards, you could directly see, whenever Root was failing, the England batting order didn't even show up. If you actually see after that 500 run in the first innings, they only scored the next highest was 205,
That
which
too,
came in
this
the
yeah,
last
this test match. Yeah.
last test match.
Yeah.
Remaining all the 6 innings, they scored below 200. There have been a lot of debates of the pitch and etc. Maybe you can give them a little leniency of 2 or 5%, because if you're failing almost every innings, then it's got to do more with your technique than the pitches. And what do you think about Stokes? See, Ben Stokes right now is probably arguably the best all-rounder in the world.
Yeah.
and he didn't really have the kind of impactful series what we expect from him. Do you think that played a role because there was no support cast for Joe Root in that batting order?
Yeah, I mean that's really true. Apart from Joe Root, if somebody has that kind of impact in that 11 is of course Ben Stokes. You know how much of a quality he brings in with him, and you know the promise which he has, the innings which he played in the past, the Headingley one, the Freeze and famous. You know, you expected
Mm,
him to step up to the occasion. Yes, other people who aren't very equipped to play in Asian conditions, but again. You can give a benefit of doubt to other people's, but Stokes and all, he has played IPL and he has played a lot of cricket in Asia. So
mm,
it's his, his seniority. He had to step up to the occasion, and I didn't think he did that. And even the selection, man, when but leave aside that
mm,
combinations and all, breaks and all, the 11s which they brought in, if you saw the third test match when they expected that the ball will be seaming, and they brought in three seamers, and you saw this pitch getting turned from the day one, session one itself. The last test match when
mm.
there were seamers getting seam and swing, they played with only one genuine seamer in Jimmy Anderson. And these kind of tactical errors, if you do in international level, I don't think you will be pardoned.
Yeah, true. That was really a blunder of selections. But I think it's more got to do with the rotation policy. I didn't understand, especially after winning that first test in Chennai convincingly. Any team, that coming to India, it's very difficult. It's always best to play your best players on the field. If you win second test in Chennai, that means you have taken unaccessible lead. After Jimmy Anderson performing so well, you have seen his reversing expertise, and you dropped him in the second test saying rotation, we want to give rest to our players, and they're willing to do it at the cost of World Test
Yeah,
Championship being on the line.
correct, correct.
That is very bizarre to me. When you have a final which is going to happen at home, this is the
Hmm.
first World Test Championship. What should be your mindset? You want to win. You want to secure the place. You want to play the best of your players.
Hmm.
And it's like they were thinking about the Ashes way back in December,
Yeah.
and they literally left the boat for June World Test Championship final. I think that's for sure. I think that is something they have to go back to the drawing board, and the board has to discuss what are the priorities. You have sent in Josh Butler, you have sent in Moeen Ali,
Hmm.
so that they come back for limited overs.
Yeah.
I do understand it. It is probably for that T20 World Cup, which is due to happen later this year.
Hmm.
But Test Championship final is way before it.
Yeah.
WTC final is way before it. So I mean, the common logic is that you aim for this. If it doesn't happen, yeah, then you can send your players. But that clearly shows their mindset and their intent, which clearly showed on their team selection and the way England has played.
Of course. And a word on India now. It's like past 2 3 months. Even Ravi Shastri spoke about this. The bubble life, how it kind of engulfed the team culture,
Mm,
how it made the emergence of new heroes. We saw Akshar
mm,
Patel getting a chance and he is slapping it up, and we saw Washington Sundar. How good was he? Right from the Gaba, there was debate that whether he should play or not play. Why Kuldeep Yadav is not playing and stuff like that. But the innings which he played in Gaba and the first test match and the previous one, the 96 one, I think he has becoming that he has become that batsman who you can rely. And I think there is and even Ravi Shastri told that he has to bat at number 4 for his state team. What on Washington
mm.
Sundar?
Yeah, man. Like you rightly pointed out, this guy was phenomenal. I mean, he's not getting much of media's attention, but he has scored every time when the runs were required. You know, be it that 62 not out in the first innings of Brisbane Test, and then he stitched it. And most important thing is he's stitching good partnerships.
Yeah, correct, correct.
He made 100-run partnership with Shardul Thakur, then another good partnership with Rishabh Pant in Australia.
Yeah.
And then again 85 in the first innings, he made good partnership with Ashwin.
Hmm.
Again in the last test, when we were 146 for 6,
Yeah.
at that point of time, we were only thinking if we could, cross the 205 and take at
205.
least 10, 15 runs, at least 30 runs lead would be very, very advantageous. But then he came out and he made two consecutive 100-run partnerships.
Yeah.
It's not just about scoring, but it's about making the partnerships as well. He's definitely a phenomenon, and seeing his technique, how he's unfazed, sure shot, like you said, he should be probably batting in the top four, and he's very, very well equipped. And do you think because of this bubble, like even Ravi Shastri mentioned, but there has been they have unearthed a lot of new, attitude players, who just don't give up. You have seen Shubman Gill doing very well,
Yeah.
Rishabh Pant growing in his stage here,
Hmm.
Akshar Patel, Washington Sundar, Shardul Thakur. So a word about it.
I mean, yeah, of course. First of all, the limitations. You can't travel outside. You have to be in the hotel room, and if you are in the hotel room, you have to get surrounded by your teammates. And second is, the cutthroat competition, which is prevailing in Indian cricket now. Then you know that if you get an opportunity, you have to accept it. If you don't accept it, then it will be like getting into the team
Somebody
again
else.
will be a difficult thing. Now you saw the best example is Mayank Agarwal, how much runs he scored in
Mm.
the last home season against South Africa, against Bangladesh, and just one bad series against Australia has costed him his place now. So that kind of competition, which is prevailing now. So in this kind of thing, as youngsters are using that as a motivation and performing really well. That's where we saw Siraj grabbing those opportunities, and Punt, the way he has worked, the criticism he has, everything he has put aside, and the way he's playing, the oppositions are getting scared to even declare that no, this team
Yes.
has Rishabh Pant and he can turn the match upside down. So if your opposition is thinking like that, then imagine what kind of an impact you are having on the opposition's mind. So I think it's very heartening to see these developments in Indian cricket.
Yeah, I think one thing is that rise of the youngsters has been very, very heartfulling, and one more thing is about the senior players. Though India has started winning, they won all the three matches, won the series. But if you see the fulcrum of Indian middle order hasn't really had a good outing.
Yeah.
Virat Kohli, Ajinkya Rahane, even Cheteshwar Pujara. I mean, we know Pujara is some kind of a player who plays lots of balls, and he's doing his part. But it's also important that he scores runs. You have seen all the six innings. Even Rahane, he looked good bits and pieces. The moment we felt okay, he's looking good, he gets out. And Virat Kohli, I mean, very uncharacteristically like Virat Kohli. He has found a way to get out
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
So like going to World Test Championship final, how much big effect this thing will be?
It's very difficult. See, first of all, you can't expect people like Rishabh Pant and Sundar to do that cleaning up job. Yes, they are equipped, they are talented, no doubt about it. But there will be a day then when they will also fail. So at that point
Hmm.
of time, you can't put your whole faith on that lower order. As a top order, you got to score runs. Look at how Rohit Sharma took this opportunity. There was criticism on him in Australia when he was getting starts and was looking good. He was throwing his wicket away and he was going. But the way he has
Hmm.
worked, and that I think that 161 against England in the second Test match, the turning track, I think that proved to be a turning point for Rohit Sharma. He told that yes, the pitch is difficult. Yes, the conditions are not good for batting, but I will still apply myself and I will still play that innings. I think that innings kind of which gave that positive attitude to Indian players. If you remove that 161 from that particular match,
Yeah, it's
your
the
batting is as
same.
same as England. So anything would have happened. You can't put emphasis on only one or two batsmen to do the job. It's your middle order, the experienced middle order to do the bulk of scoring. That too in England
Scoring.
when ball will seam and swing. When you have New Zealand
Hmm.
in the opposite as an opposition, they have four quality seam bowlers. So you have to pull up your socks. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem.
Hmm. Yes, I think, and yes, you have mentioned Rohit Sharma well, and he had a very good. I mean, he played very good quality cricket. It's not like you got a batting track. It was, mind you, it was very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Nobody were able to score properly, and he scored well. And one more senior who has been like seems like he has leveled up is Ravichandran
Yeah.
Ashwin
Correct.
with
Correct.
the bat, with the ball, and he seems much more relaxed, much more confident. And it's a very, very good. It augurs really well. I mean, right now he's a legend. He's literally a legend with more than 400 wickets in Test cricket. with only 78 test matches is phenomenal.
Yeah, Ashwin has done a really good job. The way he bowled in Australia, that gave an indication that no, this guy has transformed himself and he has that hunger now to perform and he's enjoying his cricket, and that's what is very important now. And mind you, he has been in bubble since IPL, so it's been a long time for him. But still, I think the way he has carried himself, I think it's he is one of the best spinners in India now. So hats off to Ashwin for his contribution. But that century in Chennai was something really special. You can't expect to score a century in that third day wicket was tough. I think that was hats off.
Yes, so that's it, guys, from us. We feel that India has played well, they have done well. Whenever they were down and out, they have found new heroes who had come in and steered the boat away from the hard waters. But we can't ignore the fact that there are holes in that boat in the with the form of Virat Kohli, Ajinkya Rahane, and Cheteshwar Pujara. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Tata, bye bye, see you.